Hello everyone, Size Talks here. It's been quite a while since my last video. Um, Looks like going by the date, it was April 9th, 2021. So it's been about 2 years, 2 years and a couple months since my last video. Finally had some inspiration to do a new video. Uh, this one is almost sort of kind of going to be like an extended part 2 video to the Lady Dimitrescu and her mainstream media impact video that I did. That was fairly popular 2 years ago, talking about how this one video game character kind of captured everyone's attention in the United States when she was first revealed for Resident Evil Village, um, and how her being, a Sizey related character, even for people who weren't in the size, like several celebrities, YouTube personalities like Markiplier were super interested in the character now. Got them all, put all the eyeballs onto the game. It was kind of a big deal for those of us in the size community that people are much more open to the idea of a giant female character these days than they've ever been before, realistically, which is a good thing. Having more people view that aspect of size not necessarily in a purely kink way or a size way brings more people into the community, as well as getting them to understand that there's more to the community than what's on the surface level, realistically. People who want to be Lady Dimitrescu, people who also just like looking at Lady Dimitrescu. um so people from all sides. But this video, the idea actually came from Giantess Lexi, who's also on YouTube. I do want to give her a shout out for giving me the idea. I really didn't have any ideas for any videos anytime soon. It might have been years, more years, before I came up with another video. Waiting for something to happen, something major in the size community. But she gave me the idea for the video, which basically, what she wanted me to kind of delve into is the not just the mainstream impact of size, but um from her perspective, it would seem that more celebrities and personalities are getting into size related content these days. Um, Typically, my videos, I don't really go through personal opinions of people because it's really hard to evaluate the mindset of someone without actually knowing them or being able to talk to them directly. Um, that being said, the views in all my videos and opinions are my own. They're just mine. They're the opinions of no one else. Please do not get offended if I don't use the uh, correct terms for certain things in the size community or other accepted terms that people would use for other things. Um, I'm just trying to describe how I feel about it and try to go through my thought process on what I think about um, what's going on in the size community personally to me. Um, that being said, I think a better question that can actually possibly be answered is, do you think or do you feel that science content is becoming more relevant, or is it uh, maybe even being seen more broadly outside of the science community itself? Um, so are people outside of the science community becoming more exposed to the science community? I think is a little bit better question. That would include everyone, not just celebrities, but also non-celebrities as well. I think the answer is yes. Um, as for celebrities specifically, it's pretty well known in the science community that there's quite a few celebrities who have or have had dabbled in size related content. Um, no, obviously, Lady Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village is just one example. Um, the actress was very much into the idea of her character. She loves the idea of the character. She loves all the attention and love that the character gets. And if they ever asked her to do the character again, she would probably gladly do it. Um, It's also pretty well known that there's other celebrities who are fairly into the size fetish content. Um, I have to remember which tab I. Yeah. So Nicki Minaj, for example, this was a commercial she did for like a perfume. It would never aired, but like she's conspicuously like a giantess in the commercial for some reason. Not really explain why she's giant size, but uh, knowing a little backstory about Nicki Minaj, she is fairly short in real life. I believe she's like 5'1", 5'2", so definitely not the tallest woman. But since she is in control of her own content, she's the executive producer and director. She has full right to, you know, accept or decline any ideas that are put forward to her. So her making herself giant size in her own commercials is literally her idea because she has to approve it. So she's also been giant in some other stuff. This was just a video, one of the videos that I could find on YouTube. Thanks to Giant Ladies for uploading this. So pretty well known that she's kind of in the giantess. Obviously, she's never gonna probably openly say that or state that at any point, but it's pretty obvious that she is. Um, Same thing goes for Nelly Furtado. She had the "Bigger the Better" music video that came out 11 years ago now. I feel really old, but She also had another short giantess stint on Nickelodeon. I want to say many years ago, even before this one. When she was much younger, and I think when her career was just starting, she was a giantess for a TV show or something, very briefly, only for like a few seconds. Um, but I've seen this video. She's like 11, 12 feet tall the entire time, walking through the city. Everyone looking up at her. She's towering over everyone, and then even at the end of the video, she even grows taller, is skyscraper height, and then proceeds to get even taller after that. A lot of visual imagery. Pretty safe to say she's probably into giantess as well, or at least very giantess adjacent, close to it. Same thing with, you know, Nicki Minaj. Um, but those are more well-known celebrities. But I think for these days, the most celebrities most people know are like Twitch streamers and media influencers are more akin to celebrities than, you know, traditional TV music celebrities. Um, Anna Akana, for example, has done a bunch of giantess stuff. She's also fairly short. She's also never stated that she's, you know, been into like giantess stuff specifically, but she's done several videos in the past where she was giant size. Um, she did like an advertisement for a video where she was like Godzilla size. When the last Godzilla movie came out, she went to the YouTube creator space, I think in New York or California, for their mock Godzilla set and was stomping on buildings. She was also in the Ant-Man movie. Now granted, I don't think she actually interacted with Ant-Man at all at any point in the movie, but it goes to show that she definitely had an interest with, you know, the shrinking character of Ant-Man. Um, I don't think she ever interacted with him, but she was definitely had a cameo appearance in the movie. So it's like she definitely had an interest there to be in that movie specifically. Being just strictly a YouTuber. Um, I couldn't find the other videos because they're very old, and I think one of them is actually on Dailymotion. I don't think it's even on YouTube. So that'd be hard to find at this point. So I'm not gonna bother trying to go to Dailymotion to find it, but trust me, it's out there. People have clips of it. People have seen it. She's definitely in the you know, size or giantess as well, at least a little bit. There's also Code Miko, I believe, who mentioned in like an interview that she likes stepping on people as a fetish, I believe. I'm gonna see if I can actually get her own voice clip for this video, which is probably gonna demonetize the video if it could be monetized, but that's fine. I'm already showing video clips, so it's gonna get demonetized anyway.
Less vanilla.
No, my fetish is I like dick.
Okay. What else?
Well, I don't have a fetish. Miko doesn't have a fetish. I have wasn't.
Why did you
porn.
specify like that? Why does technician have fetishes?
No.
I want to hear about that too.
No,
I mean, I'll
technician doesn't have fetishes.
what about technician's friend? Does she have a fetish? Or he? Whoever the technician's friend is.
The technician's friend might have a fetish.
Like what kind?
Normal, vanilla kind.
That's not okay. Elaborate.
Like a real fetish or like a fake fetish?
Might take a little while to get to the point.
No, a real one. Yeah. What do you mean? If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
Thankfully, it's a short clip.
You asked me, so I was asking you. Maybe.
No, it's fine, it's fine. She likes to step on people.
There you go. That's all you need. Stepping on people is its own kink in and of itself. It doesn't necessarily lead to size specifically. It can though. There's definitely been, I believe she's done like Twitch streams where her avatar character, this CGI character, was like stepping on subscribers and was like clearly like 20 feet tall or something. So I'm not sure if that's her specific interest or if she just does it for the laughs, but there's definitely something there. Obviously, someone who's like a Twitch streamer who's on the internet a lot is going to come across that content quite often. Another exhibit is going to be Susu, who's also another Twitch streamer, I believe YouTuber, who literally watched Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl on her Twitch stream, which is just purely giantess content. Not sure she's super interested in it.
Oh my god. Give this guy an award for best actor ever.
Yeah, so there you go. Definitely has an interest with her. I believe she's on Twitter. She's also been shown fan art of people that have done of her as giantess. This is also Susu, who's on another Twitch stream, which is going to lead to my next point here.
It's so good. They got like the little dust cloud effect around your feet too. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's actually pretty decently done.
Yeah, see.
Damn, cool.
Yeah, see, she's probably showing off a giantess edit someone did of her. I believe it was on Instagram that they linked her in, and she saw it. Which, keeping in mind for everyone out there, when you do link the celebrities on Instagram or Twitter, they do see the content if they're looking at their feed. It will pop up for them, so they will see it even if they don't respond to it. Case in point here, and obviously with Code Miko. And to the last one is going to be Rebecca Black, who was actually on the Ed Klein show talking about a giantess image or an edit that someone did of her on Instagram, linked her on Instagram to her Instagram account. She actually saw it and she actually liked it. And obviously Rebecca Black is also a pretty big name, not a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, so she's definitely a little bit bigger than Code Miko or Susu. Maybe not as big as Nicki Minaj or Nelly Furtado, but she's definitely up there.
The giant women thing, there's like a thing of like gigantress, is that what they call it? Where it's like they'll like edit these photos of women that are like giants, like in a city. So you'll be like almost like Godzilla,
Okay.
but it'll just be a photo of you, like from your Instagram.
Well,
I've
like
always
a fetish?
seen that. I think so.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, but I'm kind of with it.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
Can you guys send me a picture of that?
I'd love to see it.
Well,
But like, yeah.
So we can fast forward to that point.
Yes, it's this vibe. That's not. I don't know if that's
Oh,
not.
shit, yeah.
So they'll take like a photo of you and then they put you on these, and I just think it's so epic.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, I've never
I
seen
love
that.
it.
Is this like a Tumblr thing? What do you,
Wow.
dude, this is interesting. I didn't know about this.
Yeah. Giantess. That's what they're called. I think it's so epic.
Well, I wonder what's the
I'm
fantasy.
so honored to be included. Like
What
of
a
all the
beautiful
things that
sight.
people have like propped me into over the years, this is.
Do they want to get?
Yeah, so even from Rebecca Black's own words, she's she likes it, she's interested in it, she likes seeing the fan art of it. So I think it's definitely a thing with people who are online a lot, big celebrities or even smaller celebrities, Twitch streamers and media influencers. The content is out there, they see the content. Some of them are actually very much into it. I believe I made this case in one of my other videos. I don't remember which one it was specifically. That the size community is definitely growing at a very rapid pace now. Since the advent of the internet to now, the internet has obviously expanded. It's pretty much worldwide everywhere. I don't think size is like exclusive to like North America or anything like that. There's definitely people in other parts of the world who also see the content and are also very much interested in it. The examples I picked were the ones that I personally knew of that would be easy for me to find for the purposes of this video to talk about it. I'm sure there's plenty more examples out there that people could even find or link or even have clips of that further prove that it's not as like a shunned weird kink or fetish as it was maybe 10-20 years ago. It's definitely much more open and accepted now than it really ever has been before. And one of the points I mentioned in one of my other past videos is that it's really going to take like a big name celebrity or key figure to state that they are really into it to make it more accepting for other people who are not celebrities or key name figures in the future to make their way into the size community and also, partake in the content or even make their own content in the future, which is a good thing. That's how the community grows and keeps going for extended periods of time, is that more people get into it and more people are interested in it, instead of people losing their interest over time and then leaving the fetish or the community, which is how communities and other groups like that die off, is more people will end up leaving than coming in. But more people coming in keeps it going longer, which is a good thing. I think what else I wanted to mention. So yeah, like what Rebecca Black mentioned, it was through Instagram. I believe that the size community now is mostly isolated to Instagram and Twitter. I think that's where the huge bulk of the community is right now that's making content. Obviously, you still have places like Giantess City, the forums, but that's more of a private area, exclusive area that only people who are really, really into Giantess specifically go to GTS City. There's still a huge chunk of the community that hates the forum or the website. No offense to the admins, the people who run the site, but that's kind of the way it is. It's kind of had that reputation for years now. It's just one of those things. And obviously, because this is a very personable fetish kink community, everyone has their own specific interests. So some people might not, specifically like giant women. They might only like giant men, or they might prefer shrinking themselves or anything else, or they don't like feet. That's obviously a very common one as well. But I think that obviously, like Rebecca Black exposure through Instagram, Susu on Twitch, even watching a literal Giantess video on her Twitch stream, Anna Akana making herself giant size in her own videos and her own content, Nicki Minaj making herself giant in commercials and music videos, Nelly Furtado doing the same thing. The content has definitely expanded. I do believe that, as opposed to the early days where most Giantess content was literally located on their own private forums and websites like GTS City, previously DeviantArt, Flickr, and I believe Ekline even mentioned Tumblr. I think those sites are pretty much on the downturn now. Those were kind of like the earlier days of the internet, where a lot of the kink and fetish content was located on, and a lot of people didn't use those websites. But now that we have these huge social media platforms, like Instagram and Twitter, where there's actual artists and people in the community who make content that are posting content constantly, and even linking, if they're doing it of celebrities, linking them into the posts themselves, that content gets out there. Like even on Twitter, we've actually seen feet trending on Twitter. I believe we have seen giant trending on Twitter a couple of times. So obviously it's getting out there, and that's never really happened before. With the size community, that it's reaching this wider, broader area of eyeballs that have probably never even seen the content. Even Ed Klein himself said never heard about it, and I don't know how old he is. I believe he's in his mid-40s, and it's just like, well, how could you you work on YouTube, you're a YouTuber, kind of. How could you have not seen any of this fetish content as long as you've been alive? But that's the truth. There's a lot of people out there who've never seen the content before, so they don't know anything about it. And even in case Rebecca Black didn't know anything about it either, sees it for the first time and is like, well, I'm actually really into this. I actually kind of like this. Or Susu, who's also actively watching the content and is enjoying it. No, not sure if like Rebecca Black is like just like seeing her as a giant, or seeing the content because it's just fan art and it's the appreciation, or if Susu, if she's watching it because she's enjoying it, or if she's into the idea of it. It's hard to say specifically. But then again, like I said at the beginning, it goes more into the personality of the person, which is hard to figure out unless you can actually ask them and speak to them about it. Rebecca Black's own word is probably the best we're going to get from pretty much any other celebrity, realistically, big name or small name celebrity. Because I don't think Anna Akana or Susu or Nelly Furtado or Nicki Minaj have ever really mentioned anything regarding the size community or size content ever. Definitely not in public or on video recording or anything. So Rebecca Black on Ed Klein show is probably like the best clip that we got of any insight to how a celebrity feels about the content that they see out there of them, or other size related content. But that's it. That's all I have for the video. That's just what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you appreciate the clips I was able to find. They're all on YouTube, so you can find them for yourself. Also, once again, shout out to Giantess Lexi for giving me the idea for the video. Hopefully it's not 2 more years for my next video, but it's hard to find the time to figure out, plan out, and come up with a video idea and then record it and release it. As I said, there's year gaps between all these videos, or a lot of the last few, because there's not a lot going on in the community. News goes slowly through the community a lot of the time if there's nothing major happening. So, but I'm still here, so if there's anything else that pops up, I will try to do a video on it. It may not be right away, it may take months, it may even take a year or two, but I'll promise to get to it when I actually have the time and chance to. I appreciate everyone who's still subscribed, who watches my videos and likes them and comments. I do appreciate it. Content is definitely slow, but anyone who's here, I do appreciate it, who's stayed here or stuck around despite the long gaps in time with like no communication at all from me. So thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.